Hello, baseball fans, and welcome to McLennan Field at Bosque River Ballpark on the campus of McLennan Community College for Game 2 of today's doubleheader between the McLennan Highlanders and the Hill Rebels. The Highlanders won Game 1 13-3 in 6 innings on the run rule to run their record to 23-11 on the year, 11-6 in conference play. The Hill Rebels are now 22-13 on the year and 6-7 in league action. Let's give you the starters for Game 2. First for the Hill Rebels. This is the way their head coach Chris Vertyke filled out the lineup card. Leading off is the left fielder Nick Dunch. Batting second is the second baseman Lane Walton. Batting third, the third baseman Sam York. In the cleanup spot, first baseman Aiden Hatton. There we go. Center fielder is Bryce Deason. He'll bat fifth. Batting sixth, the catcher Tanner Cooper. Batting sixth is the shortstop, batting seventh is the shortstop Dylan Martinez. Batting eighth, the designated hitter Dean Ponitesh. And batting ninth is the right fielder Vigo Lopez. And they will start on the mound Landon Carr. Tyler Johnson, the head coach of the MCC Highlanders, fills out his lineup card this way. Leading off is the shortstop Sherman Johnson. Batting second baseman Spencer Butt. Batting third and playing in right field is Marcus Smith. The cleanup batter is left fielder Daniel Harden. Batting fifth, doing the catching, A.J. Coetia. Batting sixth, the first baseman McLean Helton. Batting seventh, the designated hitter Dayton LaChance. Batting eighth is the third baseman Cage McLeod. And batting ninth is the center fielder Owen Smith. And the Highlanders send to the mound here in Game 2 Mason Cook. Mason Cook, a 6'2", 205-pound freshman from Keller High School in Keller, Texas. For Cook, this will be his 7th appearance of the year, his 4th start. He's 2-0 with no saves. In 22 1/3 innings, he's given up 16 runs, 13 earned on 21 hits. He's walked 7 and struck out 22. Opponents hitting .244 off of Cook, who has a 5.24 earned run average. Nick Dunch will be the first batter he faces. Dunch, a player that we did not see in our first game today. His first pitch slider on the inside corner for strike one. Dunch, 6'1", 185 out of Round Rock. He's a freshman. Just seeing his 10th start of the year, his 15th appearance overall, swings and misses. And the count is no balls and 2 strikes on the Hill left fielder. Oh, 2 pitch. Slider called strike 3. Dunch goes down looking. Good morning, good afternoon, good night on 3 pitches. 1 gone. Now here's Lane Walton. Walton in our first game was 1 for 3. He swings at the first pitch and sends it to the right side of the second base bag for a base hit. He collects the first hit of this game for the Hill Rebels. His 43rd of the year. 1 out, 1 on. And now here's Sam York. York had a solo home run in our first game. 1 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI. Throw to first base will keep Walton close to the bag. Walton has 11 stolen bases in 12 attempts coming into today's play. No stolen bases in our first game, though. Pitch misses for ball 1. Fouled over the backstop. 1 ball, 1 strike on Sam York, a freshman out of El Dorado, Arkansas. 6'2", 195 freshman. Started the day with the best average on the team at 360. Didn't damage that much with his 1 for 3 in the first game. Throw to first base again. Chases Walton back to the bag. Ball gets away from Goitia, goes all the way over to the first base on deck circle. And that will allow Walton to move up. Now he's in scoring position. York looking for his 29th RBI of the year if he can bring him home from second base with 1 out. Breaking ball misses the inside corner. Three and 1 the count on the 3-hole hitter Sam York. Breaking ball misses low, ball 4. York works the walk. First free pass given up by Mason Cook. 2 on with 1 out. 18th walk drawn by Sam York this year. Now here's Aiden Hatton, the first baseman. 6'2", 210-pound sophomore from Burleson. 0 for 1 in our first game. A.J. Goitia, the catcher, goes out to talk to Mason Cook for a moment. Maybe he told him how to throw a double play ball here. Breaking ball is a bit outside. 1-0 the count. Hadn't tied for the team lead in home runs with 4. He is the team leader in walks accepted at 28. He's also been hit by a pitch 11 times now to lead the team. Got hit in our first game. Also walked. Takes a fastball in the heart of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. May have lost some of our crowd that was here for the first game. Maybe they had dinner plans on this Wednesday afternoon. Checked the swing on a breaking ball. Checked it in time. Two balls and a strike. Strikeout, single walk, has 2 on with 1 out here in the first. We're scheduled to play 9 in this one. We did not play the scheduled 7 in the first one. Fastball misses down. Actually, I think that was more of a changeup. Now here comes Peter Stark, the pitching coach. He wants to have a chat with Mason Cook. Earlier today in conference action, Grayson run-ruled Vernon 11-1 in 5 innings. Weatherford beat Ranger 6-4. Ranger scored 2 in the bottom of the 7th to try to come back in that one, but Weatherford held them off 6-4. Cisco at home defeated North Central 9-4. Temple this is their week off from conference play. They're playing Navarro today and beat the Bulldogs 8-2. And as I mentioned, game 1 here was a 13-3 final in favor of the Highlanders in 6 innings. Conversation concluded. 3-1 the count. Aiden Hatton hitting .298 after his 0 for 1 in our first game. Pitch misses high, ball 4. Borderline call goes the way of the batter. So the bases are full. And now here's Bryce Deason, center fielder. Deason was in the leadoff spot in our first game. Went 1 for 3 with a run scored. Cook's first pitch is hit in the air to center field. Coming hard as the center fielder, laying out is Owen Smith. He makes the catch, comes up throwing. Won't be able to stop the runner tagging up at third and scoring. It's a sacrifice fly for Deason, his 12th RBI of the year. Hill has a 1-0 lead. Great play by Owen Smith in center field to make the diving catch. On the sinking line drive, everybody else stayed put. 2 outs now. And here's Tanner Cooper, the catcher. He has caught both ends of the doubleheader for the Rebels. First pitch breaking ball's in for a strike. Highlanders have to feel good if 1 run's all they give up in this inning. Cook trying to make that happen. The 0-1. Fastball popped up. Going to get over the third base dugout out of play. 0-2. Now Cook a pitch away from wiggling off the hook. This is inside with a slider. Cooper's out of the Houston area, Klein Oak High School. 6 foot, 220 freshman. He has played in every game for the Hill Rebels this year. This game 36 of the season for the Rebels. A spin and a throw to second base goes out in the center field. Runner is up and headed to third base. The throw from Owen Smith will not be made, and that's an error on the pitcher that allows the runner to go to third. Runner at first stayed there. So York now at third base. Puts runners at the corners.
Come on, Mason.
Still got to force it first and second, of course. Count of 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Don't do more than the game asks you to do. High and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Here in the first inning.
Come on, Mason, right here.
This is low and away. It goes full at 3-2. Mason Cook using a few too many pitches here in the first inning. Go to first base. Will run Hatton back to the back. Cook's already thrown 20 pitches in the frame. There goes the runner. The pitch is outside for ball 4. Third walk issued by Mason Cook. Loads him back up. Brings up the 7-hole hitter, Dylan Martinez, the shortstop. Sophomore from Forney watches the first pitch strike. Martinez 1 for 3 in our first game with a run scored. Hitting .316 to start this game. Breaking ball, catches the inside third. 0-2. Once again, Mason Cook a strike away from getting out of the frame. Breaking ball hit right back to him on a hop. He'll run over to first base and underhand it to Helton to retire Martinez and retire the Hill Rebels in the first. But they do come up with a run. They do it on just one base hit. There was a Highlander error, and there was 3 Rebels left on base. We head to the bottom of the first with our score, Hill 1 and McLennan coming to bat. Right-handed freshman Landon Carr gets the start for Hill here in game 2. 6'2", 185 out of Frisco High School in Frisco, Texas. Looking for some numbers on Carr. This will be his 8th appearance of the year, just his 2nd start according to their statistics. 3 wins, 1 loss, no saves. In 30 innings, he's given up 27 runs, 26 are earned on 29 hits. He's walked 15, and he's struck out a team-high 39. Opponent's hitting .242 off a Carr, has a 7.80 earned run average. Sherman Johnson checks the swing, doesn't check it in time. He's down the count, 1 ball and no balls and 1 strike. Sherman 2 for 4 in our first game, brought his average up to .232 from .220. That average is on the rise. Takes a slider outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Also scored 2 runs. One of his 2 hits was a double in our first game. He was also hit by a pitch. 1-1. Shot toward right field. Going back is the right fielder Lopez. They go at the wall, looks up, it's off the wall. On his way to third. It's a leadoff triple for Sherman Johnson. His 2nd triple of the year. Johnson bangs one off the right field wall to start the Highlander first. Now here's Spencer Butt. Spencer 3 for 5 in our first game. That brought his average up from .404 to .423. He has not played enough games or had enough plate appearances to qualify as a team leader, but is definitely getting things done when he does get a chance. Held out a lot of the first part of the season due to a hamstring injury. Down on the count, no balls and 1 strike. Pitch bounces in, corralled by Cooper, the catcher. Got overcast skies here for game 2 of our doubleheader today. Game time temperature is 73 degrees. Not much of a breeze right now. The flags hang beside the flagpoles in left field. Wind has changed directions on us. It's out of the north-northeast now. And humidity at 74%. Heavy air here at Bosque River Ballpark for this doubleheader today. Pitch is upstairs. 2-1 on Spencer Butt. He's out of Davie, Florida, by way of Florida State. 5'10", 165-pound freshman. Takes a pitch inside. It goes to 3-1. Highlanders trying to answer a run scored by the Rebels in the first. Got a good start here with the leadoff triple. Fly ball to right field. Right fielder Lopez makes the catch. Tagging at third is Johnson, and he'll come home and score and tie us up at 1 apiece on the sacrifice fly off the bat of Spencer Butt. Butt picks up his 13th RBI of the year and his third today against the Rebels. So 2 batters, and the Highlanders have already tied it up. Passes the bat to Marcus Smith. Marcus, the sophomore out of Harlem, takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. He walked 4 times in our first game. Was 1 for 1 at the plate. That one hit was a 2-run single. He also scored 2 runs in that game. He has been producing as of late for the Highlanders. Breaking ball catches the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Just takes one, let it go.
Now hitting .321 on the year. I'm sorry, make that .384 on the year. He came in hitting .375, so he's raised it up 9 points with that 1 for 1 and the 4 walks. Behind the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hits it on the ground toward the shortstop. Martinez makes the play. 2 away.
Daniel, get it going.
First time that the Rebels have been able to retire Marcus Smith today. Now here's Daniel Harden, Highlander left fielder out of Prairieville, Louisiana. 6'2", 205 sophomore. 2 for 3 in our first game with a run scored. One of his 2 hits was a double. Takes the first pitch high and away for ball 1. Nudged his batting average up 9 points from .321 to .330. That 2 for 3 in the first game. Slow curveball misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes. On the outside corner. That's foul back. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Landon Carr trying to get the Highlanders out here in the first. Fly ball left side, sinking fast. Left fielder getting over, won't be able to make the play on it. It's an opposite field single for Daniel Harden.
Come on, AJ, get on.
2 out base runner for A.J. Goitia. A.J. in our first game was 1 for 3. Was hit by a pitch, struck out a couple of times. 5'11", 190-pound sophomore from Wesley Chapel, Florida. Takes the first pitch strike on the outside third at the knees. DH in the first game, catching game 2.
Come on, AJ.
Off speed, top foul, third base side. No balls, 2 strikes. Just getting started good here in game 2. After the Highlanders won game 1 13-3 in 6 innings. Carr's 0-2 pitch is a breaking ball outside. Leadoff triple of sacrifice flies, tied the game up at 1 apiece. Pitch is inside. He said he hit him. Got just a piece of Goitia. He is hit by a pitch for the 8th time this year. Moves Harden down to second base. That brings McLean Helton to the plate. Helton in our first game was 1 for 3. That managed to bump his average down from 375 to 373. Takes a slider outside for ball 1. He also walked and struck out in our first game. He can bring home Harden for second. It'll be his 17th RBI of the year. Slow curveball, still misses the outside corner. On the inside corner for a strike. Helton out of Cypress Woods High School in the Houston area. 6'2", 185 freshman. Getting a lot of playing time as of late. Takes a pitch outside. And goes to 3 balls and 1 strike.
Find a way, Josiah.
He is 9 for his last 16 at the plate in conference plays. He fouls this one off. Had a great series against Ranger, where he went 8 for 13 and scored 13 runs and knocked in 6. Highlanders inflated their batting averages against the Rangers in that 4-game series.
Work it out.
Runners are off with the pitch. 3-2 pitch is high and away, ball 4. And loads him up. And here brings up Dayton LaChance. Walk for Helton is his 13th of the year. LaChance in our first game came to the plate twice with the bases loaded and was unable to deliver. Now he's here with the bases loaded here in the first inning, a chance to give the Highlanders the lead. First pitch curveball, he fouls off into the screen. Team leader in hits with 45. Team leader in doubles with 8. Team leader in RBIs with 46. Not only the team leader in RBI, but the conference leader in RBI. Takes a pitch on the inside corner. 0-2.
It's all right. Work it out.
45 RBIs to start this week. Is tied for the 10th most by any junior college player in the nation. Highland count, no balls and 2 strikes. Breaking balls outside. LaChance lays off of it. Consummate pull hitter. Center fielder shaded slightly toward left. A lot of room between he and the right fielder. Again, a slider away. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs and 2 on. Chance with an opportunity to give the Highlanders a lead here in the first inning. We're all tied up at 1 apiece. Breaking ball off the end of the bat toward the 4-hole. Second baseman gets over and will throw him out for the 3rd out to retire the side. Cue shot off the end of the bat ends up being the final out of the inning, but the Highlanders do get a run. They do it on 2 base hits. No errors, and they left 3 runners on base. We played 1, and our score is Hill 1 and McLennan 1. Mason Cook needed 24 pitches to get through the first inning, and only 12 of those were strikes, so he hopes to have a better outing here in the second as he faces 8, 9, and 1 in the Hill batting order. Leading it off is the designated hitter, Dean and Ponitesh from the left side. First time we've seen him today. Takes the first pitch for a strike. 6'1", 200 pounds, out of El Campo, Texas. He's a former Rice Bird. His 11th appearance of the year is just his 7th start, hitting .227. 5 hits included double, 2 RBI. Takes a pitch low.
Let's go to work.
This is up high, 2 balls and 1 strike in the outfield for the Highlanders. Daniel Harden in left, Owen Smith in center, Marcus Smith is in right. On the infield, you got Cage McLean at third base, Sherman Johnson the shortstop, Spencer Budd at second, and McLean Hilton at first. A.J. Goitia doing the catching. The 2-1 on the outside third for a strike. If the weatherman cooperates, we'll complete this 4-game series in Hillsboro on Saturday. At least that's the way it's scheduled. 2-2. Hit in the air to left field. Daniel Harden raining over toward his left, makes the catch, and there's one gone. Now here comes Vigo Lopez. Lopez is a sophomore. He went 0 for 2 in our first game. He's at a far San Juan Alamo High School down in the valley. 6'2", 210 sophomore. Is committed to McNeese next year. Takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Came in hitting .302, but that 0 for 2 dropped him to 295 now on the year. Lines this one to the glove of the third baseman, McLeod. Little humpback liner easily caught by the Highlander third baseman for the second out. So now it's back to the top of the order. And Nick Dench. Dench listed on the roster as number 22, but he's wearing number 6. Make a note of that for later. Takes the first pitch on the inside corner at the knees for a strike. Not just from Round Rock. 6'1", 185-pound freshman. His 15th game to appear in, his 10th start. Stuck him in the leadoff spot here in game 2. Pitch misses low. 1 ball, 1 strike. McLennan has a game on the schedule next Monday to play Blinn here at Bosque River Ballpark, but I was told before we started activities today that game has been canceled. Wasn't giving a reason. So we'll mark that one off our schedule. Count of 1 ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Cook trying to put him in the book and does with a nice slider that hits the bottom of the zone. Second time he struck out Dunch with his second strikeout of the game. 3 up and 3 down go the Rebels in the second. We head to the bottom of the inning with our score. Hill 1 and McLennan 1. Landon Carr threw 32 pitches in the first inning for the Hill Rebels. Highlanders got a run off of him on 2 hits and left the bases loaded. So they send 8, 9, and 1 to the plate here in the bottom of the second. Cage McLeod, the freshman from China Spring, will start it off. He'll be followed by Owen Smith, and then back at the top of the order, and Sherman Johnson. McLeod 1 for 3 in our first game. Just bubbling under the 300 mark at 299 on the year. Takes the first pitch down for ball 1. He also scored a couple of runs in that first game. His 1 hit was a solo home run. Almost pulled the trigger, but lays off a pitch breaking down. 2 balls and no strikes. 29 RBI now on the year for McLeod. Off of 26 hits, 14 of those for extra bases, the 2-0. On the outside third for a strike. 6 doubles, 3 triples, that's a team leading 3 triples, and 5 home runs now for McLeod. Home run he hit in the first game was the 48th home run of the year for the Highlanders as a team. And the count at 3 balls and 1 strike. Looking to pick up his 24th walk of the year. Got the pitch he wanted, just maybe a little early. Count goes full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Fouled into the screen behind home plate, stays at 3-2. Got a few more free bases than strikeouts, So he takes that one. Called strike 3. Borderline call goes the way of the pitcher, Landon Carr, for his first strikeout of the game.
That ball's on the ground.
Now here's Owen Smith. Owen in our first game, 1 for 3 with a run scored. His one hit was a double. Against the first pitch, backhanded by the shortstop, and the low throw is Smith going to be on the errand. They say Owen Smith turned the wrong way, and they tag him out going back to the bag. You can turn either way you want to, you just can't make an effort toward the next bag, and apparently that's what was ruled here. That he made an effort toward the bag at second and didn't get back to the base, so he's out. Well, I'm not even sure how to score that one. Squaring the bunt, pulls back is Johnson. All right, he reached on an error by the third baseman, but then he was tagged out by the first baseman. They don't put an error up on the board. That's line drive into center field. The center fielder dives and it gets by him and heads all the way to the wall. On his way to third with his second triple of the game is Sherman Johnson. I can assure you that's the first time that's happened this year, that a batter has had back-to-back at-bats with triples. He has 3 triples on the year. And 4 for 6 in this doubleheader. Brought his average up to 247 now. Now here's Spencer Butt. Sacrifice fly helped him bring home a run in the first inning. Takes a pitch. He's got to put the ball in play other than a sacrifice fly here to give the Highlanders the lead, as there's 2 outs and a runner at third. Breaking pitch in for strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes on Spencer Butt. Choke and poke time. Pops it foul. Spoiled a pretty good pitch. (13 RBI now on the season for Spencer Butt. Takes a pitch above the letters. 1-2. Off speed and away. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the second inning. With a runner at third base. Bounced in. Nice job by Cooper, the catcher, to keep it in front and hold the runner at third. First base is open. But Marcus Smith waits on deck. High and away, ball 4. Walk number 24 taken on the year by Spencer Butt against just 7 strikeouts. Second walk issued by Landon Carr. Runners at the corners for Marcus Smith, who grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. Takes a pitch down low for ball 1. Marcus 1 for 1 in our first game. Hitting .378 on the year. Tops this one up the third baseline foul. 2-1 the count on Smith. In conference plays hitting .466. Takes a pitch that's on the inside corner. He has really turned it on in conference play.
Find a way. You can do it. Find a way.
Once again, we're at 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs with 2 on. Check the swing. Did he check it in time? He did not. That's going to be it for the Highlanders in the second. No runs on 1 hit. There was an error, and there was 2 runners left on base. We played 2, and our score is McLennan 1 and Hill 1. Updated conference standings after the first games of doubleheaders today. Weatherford and Grayson tied for first place at 12 and 5. McLennan just behind at 11 and 6. Vernon follows at 7 and 6. Then it's Hill at 6 and 7. Temple at 7 and 9. Cisco at 8 and 9. North Central at 4 and 9. And Ranger at 1 and 12. Top 4 teams from the conference make it into the postseason. Hill Rebels still within a shot of making it to the postseason. Need to start picking up some wins, though, in conference play. Mason Cook back on the hill. Faces 2, 3, and 4 for the Rebels here in the top half of the third inning. Lane Walton takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. Walton singled and scored his first time up. The run was the 41st time he's touched the pay station this year. Squares to bunt, bunts it foul, third base side. 1 ball, 1 strike. Looking to catch Cage McLeod playing off the line and behind the bag with the left-hander at the plate. Infield shifted toward the right side of the diamond. Shortstop Sherman Johnson a step or 2 into the center field, just to the left of the second base bag. Pitch at the knees is called a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Don't believe it. I'm seeing a little bit of blue sky between the clouds overhead. Ground ball foul, first base side. Mason Cook, first time through the order, has given up a run on just 1 hit. He's walked 3 and struck out 2 thanks to the 10th batter, Dunch, who he struck out twice. Another 1-2 pitch to Walton. Popped up over the third base dugout. Third baseman gives it a look, but not going to have a chance. Wind pretty much non-existent right now here at McClinton Field as the flags hang next to the flagpoles in left field. Cook to a stretch. Again, Walton fouls off a pitch that's up around the letters. Cook only needed 11 pitches in that second inning. That's a great improvement over those 24 he threw in the first. Nice job of protecting the plate by Walton there. Got one at the bottom of the zone. Didn't give the umpire a chance to call him out. Off speed, hit on the ground of the first baseman fair. Clayne Helton handles it and steps on the bag for out number one. Brings up Sam York. York walked his first time in this one. His 18th walk of the year. Had a solo home run in our first game. First pitch breaking ball stays inside. He has to duck out of the way of it. Lisa Cook says, I don't like that baseball. Get me a new one. Highlanders looking for the sweep at home after winning the first game 13-3. Breaking ball is hammered toward center field. Going back is Owen Smith. He reaches, and he's able to make the catch. Outstanding job by Owen Smith chasing that one down. Leaping as he got to the warning track and coming down with the baseball, robbing Sam York of extra bases. Put a star by that one. So two are gone. Here's Aiden Hatton. Hill first baseman walked his first time up. Team leading 30th walk of the year for Hatton. Takes a pitch outside for ball one. Outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Highlanders have had some center fielders that can chase it down in the past. A couple of them major leaguers. Chris Roller now with the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, everybody knows Jay Buhner. Pitch is outside. Jay has his number retired by the Highlanders. There's 3 retired numbers on the left field wall here at McClinton Field. 2 of them are the same number. Pitch is in for a strike. Number 18's been retired twice. Craig McMurtry, who helped the Highlanders make it to the JUCO World Series back in 1980 and now the head coach of the Temple Leopards. And Jay Buhner both had the number 18. The number 8 belongs to former American League Rookie of the Year, Pat Lestache, who played shortstop here for the Highlanders before moving over to Arizona State and into the big leagues. Now we have an umpire conference. Not sure what this could be about, but our umpires want to talk over something. They send a batter down to first base. I'm sorry, I'm confused. And ball 4 on a pitch clock violation is all I can figure. Well, that's the third walk issued. I make that fourth walk issued by Mason Cook. So 2 out, free pass, and now here's Bryce Deason, the center fielder. A sacrifice fly in the first inning. His 12th RBI of the year. Foul ball into the net. No balls, 1 strike. Decent out of Longview, Louisiana, 6 foot, 185, a freshman. Appearing in his 24th game of the year. Game number 36 of the year for the Hill Rebels. Fastball's in for a strike at the knees on the inside corner. 0-2. Mason Cook trying to put him in the book. And in the top of the third with no damage. Throw to first base. Diving back to the bag without a tag is Hatton. He did steal a base in our first game. He's 6 for 8 in the stolen base department this year. Got a decent lead at first base. Another throw to first base. Tag attempt this time, but he's back safe. Breaking ball is lined down the left line. It's fair. Runner from first headed for third. They're going to wave him home. Here comes the throw from the outfield. It is going to be offline and safe. Is Aiden Hatton. Bryce Deason going to get credit for an RBI double, his second RBI of the game. And once again, he gives his Hill Rebels the lead now at 2-1. Fourth double of the year for Deason. His 13th RBI of the season. Two-out walk comes back to haunt you. First pitch is in for a strike to Tanner Cooper. Cooper walked his first time up. Cooper's from Klein Oak High School in the Houston area. 6 foot, 220, a freshman. Pitch bounced in. Goitia covers it up. 1-1. Fastball hits the inside corner, much to the chagrin of Tanner Cooper. Doesn't necessarily agree with the call. Just 2 hits for the Rebels off of Mason Cook. And while the Highlanders are sleeping, Deason steals third base. All you have to do is strike out the batter, and you don't have to worry about that. There you go. Swing and a miss. Third strikeout for Cook. Ends the Hill third inning, but they do come up with a run on a hit. No Highlander errors. One man left on base. Head to the bottom of the third. We got a new score. It's Hill 2 and McLennan 1. Daniel Harden leads it off for McLennan here at the bottom of the third with a swing and a miss. Trying to get some updates on some other scores around the conference. We'll pass those along here in a moment. Harden singled his first time up. Takes a pitch down. Checked the swing in time. 1 ball, 1 strike. Singled. Moved to second on a hit batter. Moved to third on a walk, but was left stranded there. Goes after a pitch up in the zone down the left field line. It is treetop tall and over the wall. An opposite field home run for Daniel Harden. His 7th home run of the year. And RBI number 31. Goes opposite field with that one. It ties it up at 1 apiece. Now here's A.J. Goitia. Hit by a pitch his first time up. He hammers this pitch to the gap in right center field, and it's down for extra bases. He'll stop at second base with a double. Double number 7 on the year for A.J. Goitia. Highlanders brought their hitting shoes to the plate here in inning number 3. Chris Ratajski, the head coach for the Rebels, is going to go out and have a discussion with his pitcher, Landon Carr. That'll give us a chance to catch up on the other scores around the conference. Grayson and Vernon are in the top of the 7th inning in game 2. They're all tied up at 7 apiece after Grayson run-ruled Vernon in the first game 11-1 in 5 innings. Weatherford has a 4-2 lead on Ranger in the top of the 7th after Weatherford won by 2 runs in the first game 6-4. In the bottom of the 6th, North Central and Cisco are tied at 1 apiece. Cisco won the first game 9-4. Temple is not playing in conference this week. They are taking on the Navarro Bulldogs in a doubleheader today. They won the first game 8-2. They trail the nightcap, though, 5-4 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Chris Ratajski completes his discussion with his pitcher. has given up 5 hits and 4 have been for extra bases. 2 triples, a double, a home run, and a single. Now he faces McLean Helton. Helton walked his first time and was left stranded at first base. Jumps on the first pitch and fouls it off. Seems to be a running theme in this particular at-bat for the Highlanders. Jump on that first pitch.
Be smart, Josiah. Come on.
Popped up. Out of play.
Make the adjustment. You got it.
Nothing and 2 the count on the Highlander first baseman. Lays off a pitch that's low and away. Good job laying off a pitcher's pitch.
See it. Find a way.
In tight. Had to get the hands out of the way of that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A run in on the solo home run.
Find a way.
Goitia at second with the double. Highlanders trying to grab the lead for the first time in this game. 2-2 breaking ball stays outside. I think he lost the release point on that one. Didn't get the break desired. Helton now with 13 walks on the year. He's also been hit 7 times, so he's got 20 freebies against 20 strikeouts. Pitch is high and away for ball 4. Third walk given up by Carr, and 2 of them have been McLean Helton. So 2 on for Dayton LaChance. Dayton has had all kinds of opportunities to bring in runs today. He had 2 opportunities in the first game with the bases loaded. In the first inning, he came to plate with the bases loaded and grounded out to second. He squares the bunt and bunts it foul at home plate. That hit off the ground, hit off of LaChance in the batter's box. Tanner Cooper was hoping he could make a play on it. Not often you have your top RBI guy sacrificing, but that's what they have LaChance doing here, at least attempting to, but not going to bunt a pitch. It's out of the strike zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Corner infielders playing in. LaChance does bunt it. Nice bunt out in the front of the mound. Picked up by the first baseman. Throws to first base with the second baseman covering. Sacrifice is perfect. 3-4 for the out at first base. Goitia moves over to third. Helton moves into second. And now they're in scoring position for Cage McLeod. That is the first sacrifice of the year for Dayton LaChance.
Come on, Cage.
McLeod called out on strikes his first time up. Jumps on the first pitch and fouls it over the backstop. He has 29 RBI on the year. Had a solo home run in our first game that cleared the Intimidator in right field. Way high, nice job by the catcher Cooper to come out of his crouch and keep that one from going to the backstop with the runner at third base. That's Goitia. McLean at second. They represent the go-ahead runs for McLennan here in the third. Fouled off into the screen again behind home plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. McLeod 0 for 1 in this one, hitting .295 at this at bat. Good contact hitter, though. Takes a pitch above the letters. 2-2. Center fielder Deason is shaded well over toward right. Off speed is popped up. It's going to get out of play over the third base dugout. McLeod, the team leader in triples with 3. Although Johnson may have caught him with 2 in this game. Yeah, he's got 3 now as well. Count goes full. McLean looking for a pitch he can drive here. 3-2 pitch. Outside ball 4. Good at bat by Cage McLeod. Pick up the 4th walk of the game issued by Landon Carr. 24th walk collected by McLeod. Passes the bat to the 9-hole hitter Owen Smith. He reached on an error by the third baseman. His first time up, but was declared out when he got tagged because maybe he turned the wrong way. I'm not sure about that. Still, you don't have to turn one way or the other. You just can't make an effort to go to the next base. That's the way the rule states. 1-0. Slow curveball. Stay put. Take one for the team. Pick up the RBI and get the lead. Easy to say, hard to do. 2 balls and no strikes. Right-hander starting to loosen in the Hill bullpen. That one bounces in. Nice job by Cooper to field that one and keep it out front. Owen Smith looking to pick up his 20th RBI of the season. Might be the easy RBI. He's ahead in the count of 3 balls and no strikes. You know he's taking here. Squares the bunt, pulls back, it's called a strike. Highlanders have started that this year on 3-0. They squared a bunt trying to distract the pitcher, I believe. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. The 3-1. Misses low and away, ball 4. Highlanders take the lead at 3-2 on the bases loaded walk. That scores A.J. Goitia. Moves Helton over to third base. McLeod down to second. Top of the order. Sherman Johnson at the plate. RBI for Owen is number 20 of the year, 53 of his career. Chris Ratajki out of the bullpen, or out of the dugout, headed to the mound. And that's going to be it for his starter, Landon Carr. Carr goes 2 1/3. So far, he's given up 3 runs on 5 base hits, having walking 4 and striking out only 1. See if I can get you the pitch count on Carr. 78 pitches in 2 1/3 innings. Quite a lot for the starter. New pitcher on the mound for the Rebels. He's a right-hander. One of their top pitchers in Jacob Hungerford. This will be his 13th appearance of the year. A win, 2 losses, 2 saves. 13 appearances is the most by anybody, and the saves is the most by anybody on the club. 1 win, 2 losses, 2 saves in 24 2/3 innings. He's allowed 11 runs, and 10 of those are earned off of 29 hits. He has walked 9 and struck out 19. Opponent's hitting 290 off of Hungerford, who has a 3.65 earned run average. .5'11", 185-pound sophomore Jacob Hungerford out of Converse, Louisiana, on the mound now for the Hill Rebels. Again, the starter, Carr, 78 pitches thrown, facing 18 batters. He leaves the game as the pitcher of record for a loss if the Hill Rebels can't come back. Highlanders trying to make a big inning of it here in the third. They've already scored 2. They got the bases loaded with 1 out in the top of the order at the plate. Sherman Johnson has lit up Carr with 2 triples and a run scored. He's now 4 for 6 in today's doubleheader. He takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. Hungerford drops down almost sidearm, somewhere between 3/4 and sidearm. A little different look, especially for a right-handed batter from the right-handed pitcher. Third baseman playing in. Slider misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Helton at third. McLeod at second. Owen Smith at first. 2-0 pitch. There's a strike at the knees. Sherman Johnson felt like it was a little too low for me to swat at. Second baseman Walton shaded over toward the bag at second to keep the runner close. A lot of room in the 4-hole. Johnson takes a pitch low. 3-1 the count. Sherman has walked 17 times this year, struck out 17 times. The 3-1, that hits him. Not quite as easy an RBI, but an RBI nonetheless, as he's hit by a pitch to force home Helton with the 3rd run of the inning. Cloud moves to 3rd. Owen Smith moves to 2nd. 14th RBI of the year for Sherman Johnson. On the 5th time he's been hit by a pitch this year. He's been hit in each game now, this doubleheader. Sack still full of Highlanders for the 2-hole hitter Spencer Butt. And he takes the first pitch strike on the outside corner. 8th batter to come to the plate. He picked up an RBI in the first with a sacrifice fly after Johnson tripled to start off the frame. That pitch is high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, the third baseman, York, playing even with the bag, maybe right at the infield cut. First baseman, Hatton, playing behind the runner at first, not holding him on with the left-hander at the plate. 1-1 pitch on the ground to the second baseman. He goes to the shortstop for 1. The relay throw to first is not in time, and the run scores. Give Bud his 2nd RBI on the fielder's choice, as Johnson has erased 4-6 at second base. But McLeod scores the 4th run of the inning to make it 5-2 in favor of the Highlanders. Owen Smith moves over to 3rd base. Runners at the corners for the 9th batter of the inning, Marcus Smith. Marcus 0 for 2 in this one with a ground out and a strikeout. Takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. One for 3 in the doubleheader with 2 runs scored and 2 RBI for Marcus Smith. Breaking ball on the inside corner right at the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. Highlanders sent 10 batters to the plate twice in our first game as Smith fouls that one off. 9 batters to the plate here in the third. Have wrestled the lead away from the Rebels here in the bottom of the third inning with a 4 spot. Looking to add more to that crooked number with a runner at third, also a runner at first. Hungerford to his stretch. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and foul tipped. Catcher unable to hold on to it. But had taken off for second base, so he'll have to return to first base. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch is down. Now you got Spencer Butt trying to get into a rundown, but the Rebels won't let that happen. He'll just end up stealing the base. Looking to see maybe if Owen Smith could get the break from home to try to score on a double steal, but didn't work out this time. But both runners now in scoring position. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with 2 on. Hungerford delivers, breaking ball down, and it goes full. Do we call a balk? We called a balk. So a balk brings home the 5th run of the inning. Apparently Hungerford did not stop in his delivery. So Owen Smith scores, and Butt moves to third base. Count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Misses outside. Full up. Marcus walked 4 times in our first game, gives him 27 walks on the year against 22 strikeouts. 3-2. Call strike 3 on the inside corner. Had a notion but laid off of it, but the home plate umpire rings him up. Hungerford ends the inning with his first strikeout and the second strikeout for Hill pitching. But the Highlanders come up with 5 runs in the third inning. They do it on just 2 base hits. There was no Hill errors, and there was 1 runner left on base. We've played 3 in our scores, McLennan 6 and Hill 2.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be. Expect every professor to help you become who you want to be and more. Create your own success at MCC.
Are you a church media team leader or pastor looking to elevate your streaming game? With Lighthouse Streaming, you can effortlessly manage and broadcast your church services to multiple platforms at once. Save time, reach a wider audience, and keep your content secure with our cloud storage solutions. Ready to take your church's message to the next level? Visit lighthousestreaming.com and book your free consultation today. Connect, inspire, and grow with Lighthouse Streaming.
Whether you're fast-tracking toward a rewarding career or building the foundation for advanced studies, you'll find a path to success with one of McLennan Community College's 140-plus degree and certification programs. MCC works for me.
Centex Primetime, your go-to source for all things sports. Jalen Gillis brings the realness.
Dylan Martinez, the shortstop, leads it off. Hit a comebacker to the mound his first time up. That ended the first inning. First pitch slider misses outside for ball 1. Martinez from Forney, Texas, on the east side of the Metro Mess. 1 for 4 in today's doubleheader with a run scored. Breaking ball swung on and missed. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bad handle, foul ball to the net. Again, no wind to speak of, which is an unusual occurrence here at McLennan Field. Usually we have about a 10 to 15 mile an hour wind blowing out to left field, but right now the flags lay beside the flagpoles in left field. The pitch is up, gets away from Goitia to the backstop. Ground ball gets by the pitcher, but Spencer Budd is there. His pick up and throw retires Dylan Martinez 4-3. Here's Dean Ponatash, the designated hitter, flew out to left field his first time up. Takes the first pitch around the shoulders for ball 1. Just 5 hits on the year. One of them is a double. He has scored twice and picked up a couple of RBI. Takes a pitch around the shoestrings. 2-1. 2 balls and no strikes, the count. McLennan Highlanders have won 25 conference championships, 15 regional titles. They've been to the World Series 9 times and won it twice in '83 and 2021. Pitch is high and away. It goes to 3 balls and no strikes on the 8-hole hitter. Right down the heart of Main Street. It's the kind of pitch you need to throw on 3-0. Get back in the count. Actually starting to get some shadows here as the sun sets behind the third base dugout. That's strike 2 on the outside third at the belt. Cook trying to come all the way back. Started the day under a overcast sky. Got a little bit of drizzle in that first game. We're high and dry now, and a few blue spots between the clouds overhead. Pitch is fouled off over the third base dugout, out of play. Again, these two teams are scheduled to play a doubleheader Saturday in Hillsboro, but the weather forecast does not appear favorable for that to occur on Saturday. We'll see. Three-two pitch. Little 2 down. Tried to aim that one instead of throw it. Ends up his 5th walk of the game. 1 out base runner for the 9-hole hitter, Vigo Lopez. Vigo, a sophomore. 0 for 3 in today's doubleheader. He flew out to the third baseman McLeod his first time up. Runners off and running. The ball is in the pellets, and Goitia unable to pick it up. Ponatash has a stolen base. His first of the year. Now Lopez looking to bring him home with his 24th RBI of the year if he can put it in play to the outfield. He does. Out in the right field now, got to Marcus Smith pretty quick. Smith gets the ball back in. So it just moves Ponitesh to third base. Just the third hit off of Mason Cook by the Rebels. But it puts runners at the corners with one out in the top of the order at the plate. Nick Dunch is 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Before he steps up, and actually we're not going to get Dunch. It's going to be Sepulveda batting in the leadoff spot for Dunch. Peter Stark, the pitching coach, has decided that he wants to change pitchers. Mason Cook's been through the order twice. He's going to go 3 1/3 innings in his start. So far, he's given up 2 runs. Two runs on 3 hits. He walked 5 and struck out 3. They go to the dugout for Griffin Lewis, or to the bullpen for Griffin Lewis. Lewis, a freshman out of Flower Mound, 5'10", 165. His 9th appearance of the year. He's had a couple of starts. Got a win, no losses, no saves. In 14 innings pitched. Opponents have scored 8 runs, 7 of those earned on 10 hits. Walked 5 on striking out 13. Opponents only hitting 189 off of Lewis, who has a 4.50 earned run average. He's the first out of the pen in game 2 for the Highlanders. Mason Cook leaves the game. I think he's thrown enough to necessarily earn the win. 9-inning game, the starting pitcher has to go 5 innings to be considered in the win. According to baseball scoring rules. Trying to keep this from becoming a answer back inning for the Hill Rebels after the Highlanders grabbed the lead with 5 runs in the bottom of the 3rd. Runners at the corners with 1 out at the top of the order. Layden Sepulveda batting for Nick Dunch. Sepulveda in our first game was 0 for 3. 6'1", 195-pound freshman out of Longview, Louisiana. A throw to first base. Back is the runner. That may have been a way just to see if Sepulveda might be squaring the bunt to try to either suicide or safety squeeze. Runner had a pretty good lead at first base, but retreats on a pitch that bounces in. 1 ball and no strikes. 25 hits on the year for Sepulveda. 4 doubles, 3 triples, 3 home runs. Next RBI would be number 23 of the year. Pitch is down. 2 balls and no strikes. Another throw to first base. That'll run Lopez back to the bag. I understand why they keep Vigo on his toes over there. He is their leading base stealer with 16 stolen bases this year. That's a strike at the bottom of the zone. Over looks down to third base to check the sign. Chris Ratake, their head coach, assisted by Wilson Earhart and Andrew Waters. Again at the bottom of the zone on the inside third. Nice placement there from Griffin Lewis. Going to get that call live there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, an out. Highlander infield looking to turn a double play and get out of the inning. Another throw to first base. Vigo dives back without a tag attempt. Lopez with those 17 stolen bases among the league leaders. 2-2 pitch on the ground to the third baseman. McLeod, he goes to second for 1. The relay throw is not in time. Fielder's choice off the bat of Sepulveda makes it a 5-3 ball game as Funatesh scores from third base. Sepulveda safe at first on the fielder's choice. Lopez retired 6-4 for the second out. Now here's Lane Walton. Sepulveda picks up an RBI, his 23rd of the year. On first base to keep the runner honest there. Sepulveda has stolen 14 bases on the year without being caught. Walton hits one high in the air out toward left center field. The left fielder, Daniel Harden, calls everybody off, squeezes it, makes the catch for the third out to retire the side. Hill in the fourth gets a run. They do it on one base hit. No errors, and there was one runner left on base. Head of the bottom of the fourth with a new score. It's McLennan 6 and Hill 3.
Centex Primetime, your go-to source for all things sports. Jalen Gillis brings the realness. Dive into the heart of sports with the most passionate commentary around. From pro to high school, Jalen's got the insight and energy you crave. Catch all the action weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. on the Centex Sports Network, only on YouTube. Join the conversation and elevate your sports knowledge with Centex Primetime. Don't miss it.
McLennan Community College can give you the tools you need to meet your goals, whether you plan to fast track toward a successful career or lay the foundation for advanced educational opportunities. MCC works for me.
Daniel Harden leads it off for McLennan here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. He started the 5-run rally in the third inning with a leadoff opposite field home run. His 7th round tripper of the year, RBI number 31. Career home run number 15 for Hardin. And 64 career RBI now, and he takes the first pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Updating scores around the conference. Weatherford working on a sweep of Ranger after winning the first game 6-4. They're ahead in the nightcap in the top half of the 8th inning, 7-2. Kind of 1 ball and 1 strike. Grayson, meanwhile, run ruled Vernon in the first game 11-1. But they're in a Donnybrook in the bottom of the 8th. It's tied 10-10. Pitch is outside. Of course, that game out in the weather, out in Vernon, where runs come aplenty. Cisco, meanwhile, working on a sweep of North Central at home. After winning 9-4 in the first game, they're ahead 3-2 in the bottom of the 8th of game 2. Pitch is outside. Goes to 3 balls and 1 strike on Daniel Hardin. Highlanders won the first game here in run rule fashion, 13-3. Scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th to walk it off on the run rule. Blooper out toward center field, coming on hard as a center fielder, and it'll stay up long enough for Deason to get under it and make the catch for the first out. First time in this game that the Rebels have been able to retire Daniel Hardin. Here's A.J. Goitia, hit by a pitch in the first, doubled and scored in the third. It's the first pitch he sees to right field. Right fielder going back to the wall, looking up, and it's treetop tall and over the wall. A solo home run, opposite field job for A.J. Goitia. And the Highlander lead goes to 7-3. Sixth home run of the year for Goitia. RBI number 30. Good job of going the opposite way with the pitch. Now here's McLean Helton. He's walked twice and scored once. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. Helton now hitting .373 on the year. Fouls off the pitch. One and two, the count on Helton. Takes that pitch inside.
Come on, Josiah.
He's hitting .406 in conference play. Slider stays outside. Count 2 balls and 1 strike on the Highlander first baseman. 1 for 3 in today's doubleheader. Lines this one in the left field. It's going to fall in for a base knock.
Good job, babe.
Collects his first hit of this one. And brings up Dayton LaChance. Grounded out to second in the first. Sacrificed in the third. That paid off with a couple of runs coming in after he moved him over. Just 1 for 5 in today's doubleheader. Leads the conference in RBI with 46. Takes the first pitch slider on the inside corner for strike 1. Now 115 RBI in the career of Dayton LaChance here at McLennan. Takes a slider down. 1 ball, 1 strike. Johnson gets a nice lead. He's off, and the pitch is swung on and hit down the left side, but it is hooking foul. Got the 9-iron out and golfed that one foul. Runs the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Batting in the 7th spot is the designated hitter here for Tyler Johnson. Breaking ball again fouled off. Good job of holding the hands back on that slow curveball. Just pulled the trigger a little early. Out of Sherbrooke, Quebec, 6'4", 240 sophomore. Catcher, first baseman, an all-around good guy. Breaking ball, that's lined into left field. That's going to be in for base hit and more. Runner from first is going to be held at third. LaChance goes into second base with a double. His 9th double of the year. On his 46th hit of the season. 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out for Gage McLeod. McLeod walked and scored his last time. And today's doubleheader, he's 1 for 4 with 3 runs scored and an RBI. The RBI came on a solo home run in our first game. That one got over the Intimidator in right field in the first game. Hungerford from the stretch. First pitch is on the outside corner just under the belt for strike 1. A 1-out solo home run by A.J. Goitia has made it 7-3 in favor of the Highlanders. Ground ball, first base side. First baseman will step on the bag and get the out. But on the ground out, Hilton will score the second run of the inning. The RBI for McLeod is his 30th of the year. He'll trade the ground out for the RBI. Shots moves over to third base. 2 away now for Owen Smith. 8-3 our score. McLennan on top. First pitch hacking, a little blooper out toward right field. That's trouble. It'll fall in for a base knock. Owen Smith on his way to second base, and he's got an RBI double. And it makes it 9-3 in favor of the Highlanders. Fifth double of the year for Owen Smith, his second RBI of this game, and his 21st of the year. At the top of the order comes to the plate in Sherman Johnson. Going to appeal over to first base, I think. First baseman throws it right back to the pitcher. There's home plate umpire already showing everybody that he's safe at first base, so quit the appeal process. Let's play baseball. Owen Smith did touch the base. I saw it. First pitch took some mighty cut and sends a high fly ball foul down the left side. Tripled in the first and scored, tripled in the second and was left stranded, hit by a pitch, and brought home a run in the third. 4 for 6 day in this doubleheader for Sherman Johnson. Hits this one a ton toward the gap in left center field. Center fielder going back at the wall, reaches up, makes the catch for the third out to retire the side. Highlanders, though, add 3 more. They do it on 4 base hits. No Hill errors, and 1 runner was left on base. We played 4 in our new scores. McLennan 9 and Hill 3.
You got 8 seconds to prove you're worth the price of admission. And you got Baylor Scott and White Health along for the ride. So square up. You got this.
MCC has definitely benefited me most on not only what I want to do, but who I aspire to be. Expect every professor to help you become who you want to be and more. Create your own success at MCC.
Are you a church media team leader or pastor looking to elevate your streaming game? With Lighthouse Streaming, you can effortlessly manage and broadcast your church services to multiple platforms at once. Save time, reach a wider audience, and keep your content secure with our cloud storage solutions. Ready to take your church's message to the next level? Visit lighthousestreaming.com and book your free consultation today. Connect, inspire, and grow with Lighthouse Streaming.
Sam York, Aiden Hatton, and Bryce Deason, the first Rebels to face Griffin Lewis here in the top half of the fifth inning. Lewis came on to get the final 2 outs of the fourth in relief of the starter, Mason Cook. He's on for his first full inning of work. Sam York, the third baseman, is 0 for 1 with a walk and a fly ball to center field that Owen Smith made a ESPN catch on. Webb Jim with a dive. No balls, 1 strike on York. Pitch misses out. York 1 for 4 in today's doubleheader, but that one hit was a solo home run. Gave him his 28th RBI of the year, his 4th home run of the season. Pitch misses above the shoulders, 2 balls and a strike. Nice breaking ball. Bottom of the zone in the heart of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, we had a few blue patches, but it looks like the overcast has returned here. In the dirt, goes to 3-2. I know it's an artificial surface and there's no dirt, but that's just what we're used to calling it. Payoff pitch. This is outside, ball 4. A leadoff walk for the Rebels here in the 5th. From Griffin Lewis, the first one he's given up. 6th walk by Highlander pitching in the game. Second time that York has walked in the contest. He's now got 19 free passes on the year. Brings up Aiden Hatton, the first baseman. He's been walked twice and scored once. Hitting .298 on the year. From the left side against the right-hander, Lewis's first delivery is right in the heart of the plate for strike 1. Hatton 0 for 1 officially in today's doubleheader. He's been on base with 3 walks and a hit batter. Leads the team being hit by a pitch at 11. Also the team leader in walks collected at 31 as they throw to first base to keep York close by. York with 15 stolen bases in 17 tries. This Hill Rebel bunch likes to run the bases. He came in with 87 stolen bases on the year. Off in front of the changeup. Fouled that one off the end of the bat. Goes to no balls and 2 strikes. That one got A.J. Goitia. Umpire going to give him a little chance to shake that one off. Dayton LaChance, caught catcher in the first game. Caught a couple of foul tips in wrong places. Fly ball, it's hooking down the right side. It's going to go foul. As Dayton between games put up one finger and said, how many fingers did you see? He just kind of giggled. Go to first base will run York back to the bag. Notice that NCAA Division I baseball is using what they call safety bases at first base, where you got the double base. Don't have them here, though. Pitch misses inside, apparently. Goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. I learned something the other day watching a game where a runner was chased back on a pickoff, and when he came up on the safety base and not on the regular base. It was tagged and was declared out. So that safety base is only for when you hit the ball and headed to first base. Has nothing to do after that as to whether or not you are on base or not. I think Little League Baseball was the first to start that safety base. Finally, it's moved up to college baseball, and I think they even have it in the major leagues. 1-2 pitch. Oh, man, perfect strike. Haddon goes down looking. That's the first strikeout for Griffin Lewis, just the 4th strikeout for Highlander pitching in the game. 1 out, 1 on. Here's Bryce Deason. He's got a couple RBIs in this one with a sacrifice fly and a double. He's out of Longview, Louisiana, a freshman, 6'1", 185. A throw to first base. They've got him picked off. The throw to the shortstop is not going to be in time. So York ends up stealing second base when they had him picked off. But Johnson was a little tardy getting to the base to take the throw from McLean Helton. So York now in scoring position with an out. Deason's already got 2 RBI in the game, 13 on the year. Chance to pick up another one here. One ball and no strikes on Bryce Deason. 1 for 3 in the doubleheader, but produced a couple of runs and a couple of RBIs. So he's been producing runs for the Hill Rebels today. Breaking ball, he foul tips it into the mitt. 1 ball, 1 strike. That pitch gets away from Goitia, and that'll run the runner on the pass ball to third base. Being a little lack of concentration on the pitch by Goitia. A walk, a stolen base, and a pass ball is giving York a free pass to third base, and here in the top half of the 5th inning. Deason trying to collect his 3rd RBI of the game. And we'll do it with that shot toward the gap in right center field. Owen Smith lays out, can't come up with it, or does he? He does make the catch, but tagging and scoring is decent. Now that's the second
Good job, O.
base hit that Owen Smith has taken away from the Hill Rebels. He took one away from Sam York earlier, and now Deason hits a fly ball out near center field, but he brings home the run with the sacrifice fly. 2 outs, 1 in. I mentioned third RBI of the game for Deason. Nobody on, 2 outs. Here's Tanner Cooper. Takes a pitch down for ball 1. Cooper has walked and struck out in this one. Still looking for his first hit in the doubleheader. He's 0 for 2. Swung over the top of a breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Owen Smith.